Hello everyone, welcome back to Rocky TV. Today's video is going to be different, I guess. Today is going to be the first episode for the podcast, and it's going to consist of me, hopefully my best friends Juan and Miguel, if not just me. We're going to be talking about different topics, hopefully cooking, gaming obviously, that's going to happen. But today's episode, since it's just me, I wanted to talk about favorite TV shows just because it's something different, and I have a lot. I think I do. I mean, maybe you guys have more. I don't know. But my favorite TV show of all time is Breaking Bad. I mean, you can see it right there. I got Mr. Walter White on my wall, and then I got a Better Call Saul poster over there. But I just love the Breaking Bad universe. That includes Better Call Saul and El Camino. I just think that Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad are like two of the greatest shows of all time. The acting, the way they have the action shots, the writing, it's just so amazing. Bryan Cranston is an amazing actor. I'm very familiar with his work. I am a huge fan of him. If not, he is my favorite actor of all time. I love him in Malcolm in the Middle. He has this new show called Your Honor that's on Netflix, and that's an amazing show. Oh my God, amazing show, and I recommend that you guys check it out. What are y'all's favorite TV show? When I was a kid, SpongeBob used to be my favorite, and then it was Ben 10. I'm trying to think what else. My high school partner is a gym monkey. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. Courage the Calorie Dog was another good show that I was a big fan of when I was a kid. In my early 20s, I mean, I'm still technically in my early 20s. I'm only 24, but when I just turned 20, I had a show that I watched a lot called Trailer Park Boys. I fucking love Trailer Park Boys. That was such a great show. So much cussing, so it's just so much going on at one time. It's really hard to focus on that show on one certain thing because so much was going on. But nonetheless, it's a great show. With Bubbles, Julian, and Ricky, and Jim, and Randers. I just thought that show was ahead of its time when it first came out back in the early 2000s. I didn't find out about it until I was 20 or 21, somewhere around there. I would watch it for hours at my grandma's house, and she would come walking in, and she would hear all the cussing, and she would always make these little remarks or faces. It was so funny. And then another one I liked was The Office. Now, I didn't get to watch The Office when it was in its heyday, running from 2005 to 2013, I believe, right? I didn't get to watch any of it. I never watched it. So when I first started watching The Office, it was all new to me, all new, and I honestly preferred it that way. And I thought it was a great show. I thought it was one of the best shows of all time. And then I watched Breaking Bad, and now my opinions have really changed about it. I've also watched The Walking Dead. The first few seasons were okay, were pretty good, and then it got really stale near the end. I think after Rick left, I think that was pretty much the downfall of The Walking Dead. I didn't like how they killed off Carl, even though I thought Carl was stupid sometimes. I didn't like how they killed him off and how they killed off certain people. It was just why? Why are you doing that? I'm trying to think of another show. Oh, I've been trying to get into The Big Bang Theory. I've officially watched, I think, the first 2 episodes of it. I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling that connection right now. I'm going to give it up, up to this first season, maybe 2 seasons at most, and then if I don't connect to it, then I just ain't going to watch it. I'm trying to think of another show that I would watch. Not so much a show, but a movie. World War Z. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. It's with Brad Pitt and those zombies that can climb up walls and shit. When that first came out back in I think 2014, man, I was just obsessed with that movie. I would watch it all the fucking time. My parents would come home, and it's just me watching it, and I would tell them, like, come here, sit down here and watch it. But see, every time I would watch that movie, something would always happen to me. Like, I would get busy, and I would have to pause it or turn it off. So I never actually got to watch the full movie through without, like, pausing it until about 2-3 years ago. I actually watched it, all of it, complete in one go, and I was like, man, this movie was all right. I don't know why I was so obsessed with it back then. I guess when you're younger and you see zombies climbing up walls, you just think that's the most fucking badass thing there is. And then it's Brad Pitt too, so it's like if Brad Pitt's in a zombie movie, like, oh shit, you know it's got to be good. But it was all right. I like Bullet Train a lot better though. I think Bullet Train was a lot better than fucking World War Z. Another movie that I was obsessed with was War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. I believe that came out in 2005. I don't know. Maybe. I love that movie. And it's still one of my favorites. A lot of people clown on it. And I can see why. It's kind of corny. The little girl would always piss me off, the way she just screams. Oh my god. I could not get her screams out of my fucking head. My friend Henry hated her screams. He wouldn't watch that movie just because of her. And that's fair. Another movie that I liked a lot was, it's my all-time favorite, and you guys are going to think it's pretty boring, is Castaway with Tom Hanks. Now, Tom Hanks, I know he's not so good now because of his allegations of being on, what? The fucking island? The fucking... I can't think of the name. But... Or him being a pedophile, something like that. But besides that point, the movie Castaway is really good in my opinion. It's very slow. You know, it's not a fast-moving pace movie, so this will definitely, if you're a person who's not a fan of slower movies, this will not be the movie for you. This will probably put you to sleep. But I love this movie just because, I don't know, I always thought if I was not abandoned, but if I somehow survived a plane crash and had to go to an island, I think I would fare out pretty well. I think we would all say that, but that movie just really, I don't know, like caught my eye. And I still watch it a lot. And it's a nice movie. It's a well put together movie. And it's one of my favorites. It's like my all time favorite Tom Hanks movie. I think that's about it. I mean, I thought I had more to say, to be honest with you, but I don't. I'm trying to think. Honestly, I thought I watched a lot more TV shows. Oh, the Codenames Kid Next Door. That was a good Cartoon Network show. Regular Show was a good show. I love Regular Show. I heard they're bringing it back. I don't know how true that is, and I don't think they should. I think they should just leave all the shows in the past. Leave it in the past. I do like Boomerang. It's a TV program that shows all the shows from like the 90s and the early 2000s, and I fucking love that. I wish that Cartoon Network would just like replay a bunch of like old TV shows instead of just making new ones, because they've obviously have lost their creative stick when it comes to making new TV shows. I think Nickelodeon and Disney Channel have. Like, I never see a kid talk about I never hear a kid talk about all the new shows they have now. Then again, I'm not around kids, so maybe that's probably why. Sorry, it's my first episode for the podcast. I'm not too sure what to talk about. This is kind of new to me. When you were a kid, or even adult now, or a teenager, what was y'all's favorite show? Leave it down in the comments. I'm quite curious. Or movie. I talked about movies, so I don't see why you guys can't either. So drop a comment down. And if you guys want more videos like this, let me know. I'm gonna try to do weekly updates, but no promises. It's kind of hard because I'm going between San Antonio, Texas, and New Orleans for work, so it's a little difficult. But give me time and patience, and I shall see you guys again. Goodbye.